and will affect the world #2 men's player and the women's world #4. The Prime Minister of New Zealand, Jacinda Ardern, has stressed the importance of reinforcing the international world order in the face of Russian aggression and the use of sanctions as a deterrence. Speaking to me in an exclusive broadcast interview on a trip to Singapore, she also touched on developments in this region, expressing her disappointment that the Solomon Islands has cemented a security deal with China, fueling fears Beijing could set up a military base there.
One of the reasons we've expressed this disappointment at the fact that we have seen now this agreement emerge and supported by both the Solomons and China has been because through the Bikitawa Declaration, it's a declaration that as Pacific Island Forum members we signed up to, explicitly sets an expectation that we look to provide for our own security needs together as a region. And you can see that we have done that. And the Solomons explicitly, Australia and New Zealand both have heeded the call of the Solomons for support during recent disruption. And we've again highlighted that should any extended need exist, we are there to help and support. So that does then lead the question, what gap remains that requires such an agreement with China?
Would you consider forging closer links, military links with the US, the way Australia has done, joining AUKUS, for instance, in an attempt to sort of ward off the influence in the region from China?
We've been clear that for some time now we have seen a growing assertiveness in our region, a growing interest in the region. Explicitly we have seen from China, but we've also seen greater collaboration from be it from an economic or a humanitarian perspective from other nations as well. And we have to look to the good that can be gained from greater collaboration in our region. There is need. Can we work together on those areas of natural mutual interest?
Has this been a sort of wake-up call for you when it comes to Beijing?
I don't consider it a wake-up call at all. For some time we have been pointing to the fact that we are in a highly contested region. The world is changing around us and our region is a manifestation of that. And for some time we've also been calling on the United States, the EU and others to ensure that they look to our region as an area where, as I say, we build those economic relationships as much as we build those other relationships. On our specific relationship with China, we have a fiercely independent foreign policy, and I'm proud of the position New Zealand takes. Yes, China is a very important trading partner for us, but it's also a mature relationship for us. We have always been consistent. Where there are areas that we can work together, we will. But there will always be areas in which we will not necessarily agree. And where those areas arise, we are very forthright and clear on our position.
I want to talk about the war in Ukraine now. New Zealand has sent military and financial aid, and there's more sanctions now on Russia. Is there a diplomatic way out of this conflict?
So I think the international community continues to invest energy and efforts into economic sanctions that continue to force and put pressure on dialogue. Some may question why is it that New Zealand at the bottom of the world has taken such an interest and invested so heavily in ensuring that we are responding alongside others to the invasion of Ukraine. And the answer for us is simple. When you're a small nation as we are, you rely on the international world order. You rely on that being upheld. You rely on multilateral institutions enforcing and reinforcing that international order. And so when you see that threatened, undermined and destroyed by the actions of another, that threatens everyone, including New Zealand.
So are we facing, I suppose, a world where it is being split into two sides, as you've described, one that follows the multilateral international order and another that could be defined as autocracies? And it's a choice between democracies and autocracies that countries now need to make.
Let's not be quick to create a binary situation between two differing schisms in the world, and instead actually focus in on the perpetrator of this violence, the perpetrator of the removal of another nation's territorial integrity, and that is at the hands of Russia. I think we would exercise caution in being too quick to then, alongside that, turn this into a war of ideology. It is Russia who has perpetrated this. It is Russia who must be spoken firmly against. And let's do everything we can diplomatically to ensure that that doesn't grow beyond Russia.